Hello everybody, this is Victor Santa Fe and we have the 2019 Zelda 2 Randomizer Standard Tournament and our runners are gonna start right now, so we'll see what lies ahead for these guys and a lot of swamp. This is of course designed by Dick Che. So yeah, a very nice swamp at the start, so Dead Mountain holds the magic key. That's a very good hint. We don't know if the guys are gonna go for it, but it will tell them a lot about how to navigate the city. If they find the fairy spell and it isn't too expensive, the magic key won't be that important. So we'll see what the spell in the town of Saria is. Both players are doing the same thing and they get the shield spell. And okay, so let me tell you a little bit about these players. So, BuzzThunder and AmazingToaster are two of our most prolific players in this community. They have a score of 3-1, so that means that they both have won 3 matches and have only lost 1. So, this will be a very tight match. They are both in the bracket stage, but this will be a match for their pride players. So we see AmazingToaster going into the Magic Container Cave. So in the Western continent, in this randomizer, we have 5 item caves and a grass tile, in which the players can find big items, which will help them complete the game. And we'll see what lies inside this cave for AmazingToaster. And he dies because, well, they are using mixed enemies. I believe they're playing bracket flags, because we agreed that if both players agreed, we could change the flags for this round. So it is the candle for AmazingToaster, while BuzzThunder in the medicine cave, and AmazingToaster finding the town of Rauru, or Rauru, or as many call it, Shield Town, and he finds a hint, tells him that Cross is in the eastern continent. While BuzzThunder in the last part of the medicine cave, we'll see what he finds, while AmazingToaster gets his second spell out of the town of Rauru. And it is the jump spell, which will help him get the downstep technique, while BuzzThunder gets the hammer. So let's check if I can help Cracker here. Okay, so we see BuzzThunder in the town of Mito. This is the 5th round of the Swiss stage, the first stage of this tournament. So let me see, I believe BuzzThunder has the hammer, which I can't click because it turned. Okay, cannot track apparently. Yeah, oh, thank you, Tracker. All things are... Now, Amazing Toaster is in that mountain. That play worked for me in the last raid. Hammer Cave was very close to the start of that mountain, so I was able to find the boots. Amazing Toaster decides against it and forces a game over. Start all over, while BuzzThunder finds the boot. Inside of Heart Container Cave. And as you can see, BuzzThunder is going into the graveyard tiles. Not a lot of people do those, but you can get a hint and you can get this payback. Most of the times gives you 200 experience, which at this point of the game is very valuable. As you can see, players are getting levels, and that will help speed and survivability. While Amazing Toaster in the town of Mito, he has the jump spell, so he can get the down stop technique. While BuzzThunder in the Payback Cave, where he will get an item. Now, I kind of think the candle is here. Am I wrong? No, it is not. It is a magic container. The candle is in the magic container cave. Meanwhile, Amazing Toaster just got the down step technique, which is one of the things you want to get as early as possible. It is very handy, and it also helps speed things up, and it helps you avoid some very irritating enemies such as blue iron knuckles, other things. So in a maze lies the medicine, is the hint that Amazing Toaster get. While we see a grass tile on BuzzThunder side, and it has the kid. So BuzzThunder has the kid, and he will be able to get the spell out of the town of Darunia. No, not the key, the kid. The boy. The pajama boy. I don't know how to call him. So Amazing Toaster getting his container out of Piva Cave, while BuzzThunder is crossing a river through a bridge. While Amazing Toaster is about to get his kid. Oh yeah. That's exactly what I'm saying, Tiamat. So BuzzThunder in the magic container cave, he's about to get his candle. Points that will allow him to get into the magic 3 level. While BuzzThunder is gonna get the payback that is lying on the graveyard tile. And BuzzThunder also dies in the magic container cave. But he's gonna get his candle, while Amazing Toaster gets a key drop, and those don't drop in the vanilla game. That's a feature of the randomizer, where you can get keys and 1-ups drop. So is he Amazing Toaster in the hard container cave? He's about to get his boot, if I'm not wrong. While BuzzThunder is in the town of Raru, he's gonna get his jump spell in. So at this point, everything is pretty even, but the difference will be that BuzzThunder is gonna kind of double dip into middle. So I'm gonna say he's a tiny bit behind. And we find Great Palace on the south part of this western continent. And we're still looking for the raft. So the first thing you look for in this game is the raft. It's a 100% required item that lets you sail to the eastern continent, which is the second half of the game. And we see Amazing Toaster in Medicine Cave. I don't remember what the item here is. I forgot. What was Thunder getting the downstop technique? And we can see that Amazing Toaster is a little bit ahead in terms of levels. And a hammer for Mr. Amazing Toaster. So at this point we have found Medicine Cave, Hard Container Cave, Feedback Cave, Magic Container Cave, and I believe the grass tile. So I believe the only one we haven't seen is the Trophy Cave. I believe we haven't seen boulder blocked caves either. So Amazing Toaster checks out a part of the continent that has Palace 4 and the town of Rudo, and he's gonna go for him. So there's a high probability of getting hints out of the town of Rudo, and it is a pretty short town. It is only 2, and he gets a huge hint. It tells him that in Palace 5, which is one of the places you don't want to go search for an item, lies a 500 payback. So he won't be looking for the item. And he also gets a hint that Helmet Head, which is the boss of Palace 2, guards the trophy. So very nice information, 2 hints out of the town of Rudo, and BuzzThunder most probably won't go for those hints. So yeah, that's kind of an advantage for him. Meanwhile, BuzzThunder in Death Mountain. So as we have seen, 4 out of the 5 caves, 5 item caves, the possibilities are kind of reduced to that 5th one. I don't know if we've seen a boulder block cave. And the palaces. However, neither of the players has gotten the fairy spell, neither the magic key. So the thing about that is that if you don't get either of those things, the game won't force you to explore into palaces. So that means that there's a very high probability of the raft being in Dead Mountain. However, we're still missing a cave. So we see a boulder, looks kind of trapped in the northeast of that mountain. While Amazing Toaster is checking some caves we haven't seen, and that's the other entrance to that mountain. So if BuzzThunder is looking for a connector, he's gonna have a very hard time finding it. Hopefully he finds Hammer Cave soon, because that's the only thing that can save him. And here it is, Trophy Cave on AmazingToaster side. And if this is the wrap, this is huge for this guy. And it is. So, well, unless we have something required like the glove or the flute in that mountain, this is gonna be a long journey to BuzzThunder, unless he decides against it at any moment. And let's remember that we got a hint that told us that the magic key is in that mountain. So, AmazingToaster finding Palace 2, that is right next to the raft tile, and he sails to the Eastern Continent. And this Eastern Continent has a boot block and a cave that leads somewhere else. And yeah, it is completely forced, or it is not. There's a tiny road of water that you can take to go to the northern section of the continent. So yeah, let's see if this pays off for BuzzThunder. He finds a way to the rock, and he has the hammer, which is good. But he's gonna go search for Hammer Cave first, just in case, and we'll see if this is the key, or if it is something else. And it is a magic container, so we know that the magic key is in Hammer Cave. So the question is, will he keep going for it? It looks like it. So yeah, the magic key is not required, but it can help you get into palaces quicker and going inside them and doing them. However, you also need the glove for that. Yeah, I wouldn't be looking for the magic key if I were BuzzThunder. However, maybe he thinks the cave he's missing from the West Continent only accessible through the connector. I think it's a little bit early for that, I'm not sure. So in the other side, we see AmazingToaster in the Eastern Continent getting his levels up, because you get a lot of experience out of the Eastern Continent, while BuzzThunder finally finds Hammer Cave and he's about to get his magic key out of it. So let's see if that helps him do this faster. While AmazingToaster finds 3-eye rock, which means that the flute is 100% required right now. So BuzzThunder in the second section of Jump Cave, while AmazingToaster going inside the desert tiles. There's one of those that has a big item, and this is the one that this one had a hard container in it, and that was not what he was looking for, but it helps, especially for survivability. Okay, so he goes into the lava tiles for some experience. We're still at a point where getting experience is still important. And BuzzThunder gets his magic key and gets out of there. Let's hope he finds the trophy cave soon. And we see a river devil that is tucked inside a corner down there, blocking nothing. But the flute is required, because we have 3-eye rock. So we know Helmet Head guards the trophy, and the players haven't gotten any of the required spells. So the probabilities of those spells requiring spell items pretty high. AmazingToaster in one of the P-back caves of the Eastern Continent. Gonna get an item out of there. While BuzzThunder is still looking for caves, and he finds the entrance to that mountain again, while AmazingToaster gets the cross, which is pretty useful, especially in this part of the race where you're still exploring the eastern continent. The moss can take a lot of health out of you, so yeah, it's not that bad as it looks. It is pretty bad getting the cross as your last item, but at this point it is not that bad. Meanwhile, BuzzThunder in Palace 2, and he decides to go inside. Wow, this is a bold play. So the thing about Palace 2 is that it can be glove locked. However, BuzzThunder has the magic key, so he isn't scared about doors, but he will be scared about that glove block. There's a very low probability of that blocking both things in Palace 2. I mean the boss and the item out of Palace 2. And the boss is on the right side of the palace and the item is in the left side of the palace. So there's only one room that can be blocking something. But this palace has 4 dead ends. So no, I believe it has 4 dead ends. No, I believe I'm wrong. I believe it has only 3 dead ends. So yeah, it is. There's a very low probability of it being glove locked, but let's see what he finds. Meanwhile, we see AmazingToaster back on the western continent. He's about to sail again. And this room BuzzThunder is in, it can be kind of ferry or jump required if you go from right to left, because it is a pretty tough jump to pull off. However, BuzzThunder has the jump spell, and so it will be pretty easy for him. And he finds the dead end. We call it the Rose City Saint room, and we also say that the city is validated once you find that room. And that room is very irritating because as soon as you enter, you believe it is the boss room, but then surprise, surprise, it is not a boss room, it is a useless dead end. And we see AmazingToaster in the town of Naburu. He's still looking for hints. We still don't know where the glove or the flute are, so it is not a bad idea to go for hints at this stage. But we've only gotten 2 hints, 2 normal hints. So he's gonna get the spell out of this. Grabbing the water for the thirsty lady that is on house arrest, so she cannot go get that water. And we see the fire spell, which I believe is linked with another spell in this flags that the players are racing. So AmazingToaster won't go for the rest of the hints out of this town because it is shorter to go through this side of the town. Naburu is a pretty long town, so players are making their gambles. And AmazingToaster going inside the other Pivot cave, while BuzzThunder getting into one of the most dangerous rooms inside Palace 2. But yeah, no problem for him. And the drippers drip random enemies. Sometimes you can get a lot of money for them, but this isn't the case. We got one of the worst enemies you can get there, and a payback for AmazingToaster in that payback cave. And a very cheap. So I believe BuzzThunder found another one of the dead ends, so things are looking kind of grim for him. The more you explore without finding the glove block, the more you believe everything is glove block. So let's see how he deals with it. He's gonna keep going. And hopefully he finds something, at least the item. And this will be quite the hike back. That dead end was pretty deep inside the palace. So yeah, Palace 2 can be very irritating. And AmazingToaster finding Palace 1. So the only thing that can stop him is keys. The lack of keys. He has one that he got from a drop. While BuzzThunder is gonna get the item out of Palace 2, and it is the trophy. We already knew trophy was here. We got a hint about it. And curiously, the one that got the hint about it was AmazingToaster. So if the trophy is required, AmazingToaster has that knowledge. And BuzzThunder finds the boss, so yeah. He was very fortunate to beat this palace and find the item without being glove locked. So that will pay off for him, and we'll see what the spell out of Rudo is, I believe. So let's hope he finds the cave he's missing soon. Meanwhile, AmazingToaster in Palace 1. He's about to be key blocked in this room, if I'm not wrong. No, this is not one of those. And BuzzThunder finally finds the cave he's looking for, and he will find the raft, and he will probably sail to the Eastern Continent as soon as he can. And AmazingToaster is very fortunate to find a key drop in this room. And this is one of the worst pawns possible in this game. So in this crumbling bridge, on the other side there's a hammer brother, and it is pretty hard to avoid him, but AmazingToaster shows us that he is a very great player, and he deals with it like as it was nothing. So yeah, he makes it, and he gets rewarded by the item Palace 1. Hopefully it is something good for him. Let's see. And it is the glove. So one less thing to worry about. And we'll see if BuzzThunder getting the trophy was a good idea or not. He gets the fairy spell. That is also very good for him, so we've got a race, guys. We've got a race. While the fairy spell is not 100% required, let's see, it is kind of like 95% required. It is a very high probability you're gonna need it either in Palace 4, 5, 6, or in Great Palace. The Guma hint was that it had a 500 point payback. Yeah, that was very fortunate, although AmazingToaster knows that the trophy is in Palace 2. The problem is that he still doesn't know what town has that fairy spell. Yeah, you're absolutely right. That is pretty trolly from the game. Giving you the thing you need to do palaces inside that mountain. And yeah, I believe we're getting quite some key drops out of Palace, out of the enemies, but I wouldn't do more palaces in these conditions. So yeah, it will take him a while to find out how to do palaces. And the glove location was pretty free, so BuzzThunder will most definitely go for it. But well, thankfully AmazingToaster is able to beat Palace 1 without the magic key or the fairy spell. But yeah, doing so in the other palaces is a pretty tall order. BuzzThunder getting the heart container out of the desert tile. So, AmazingToaster checking out things in the Eastern continent. So, where could the flute be? Let's make our guesses in chat. What's the worst position for the flute to be for these guys at this point? AmazingToaster decides to up an A and go back to the start. While BuzzThunder enters Maze Island. And the palace inside Maze Island is either Palace 3 or 6. And AmazingToaster is in the right place, curiously. He's in Palace 2. So Tiamat says, flute in Palace 4 reflect Medicine blocked in 6, and 3-Eye Rock is Palace 3. Okay, that sounds possible. Yeah, I like that succession of things. So I believe BuzzThunder hasn't found either of the items in Maze Island. The thing about Maze Island is that players get the items very quickly, so if you're watching somewhere else, you will miss it. Yeah, unfortunately, Mew Mew fan, the item in Palace 5 is a payback. It's a payback, and unfortunately for Tiamat, BuzzThunder has just found the medicine inside Maze Island. And yeah, I believe we got a hint for that before. Not sure if Buzz got it, but I'm pretty sure AmazingToaster did. So BuzzThunder has all the spell items. He's only missing the flute, and of course going for the spells as soon as he finds the town. And AmazingToaster is in Maze Island too, and that's kind of bad because he was in Palace 2 a while ago, and I guess he wasn't able to proceed because he was lacking keys. So that's very bad for him. He will take quite a while to go inside that mountain. I'm kind of sure he has the hint about it, but it will slow things up for him. So we see BuzzThunder in Palace 3, I believe. Is this Palace 3 or 4? I'm not sure. And there's a magic container there. So AmazingToaster about to get his medicine. Wow, BuzzThunder fights Rebonek, and he's about to place his second gem. So I want to give a big shout out to our restreamer Shadow Magi. You say it in English, or Shadow Magi if you say it in Japanese. I don't know what the correct way of pronouncing that. And J Raygon Gamer, I don't know. Feels like dragon, but with a J. Dragon Gamer? I don't know. Close enough. And AmazingToaster in Palace 3 is Gonna have a hard time looking for keys inside this thing. Yes, Trail said this is starting to take its toll. Meanwhile, BuzzThunder in the town of Darunia, he has the key so he can proceed and get his spell out of this town. He can also get the downstab technique. Sorry, the upstab. And thanks to Danpe, the run killer, for the host. Thanks to ZeldaSpeedRuns for making this possible. And yeah, as you can see, these races get a lot of comebacks, especially if both players are as good as these two. And I believe AmazingToaster is about to find the boss of Palace 3, which is good for him. He will be able to place his second gem, so both players will be tied in terms of gems. But unless he solves his key or fairy situation, it will be a problem. While BuzzThunder gets the thunder spell out of Darunia. And we still don't know where the flute is. And that's the only thing stopping BuzzThunder besides the glove, which is in Palace 1, but he hasn't found Palace 1 yet. We see a Valley of Death. Still don't know where the entrance is. And thankfully for AmazingToaster, he finds the item room, but I believe he doesn't have keys, so he won't be able to get the item, and that's terrible. Thankfully for him, the item is just a magic container, but the flute could be magic container block. That could be very punishing for him. He's gonna keep trying to kill enemies and get a key drop, and he gets it. He's very fortunate. Wow. The thing that is kind of saving AmazingToaster at this point is that we're getting a lot of key drop. But yeah, I believe he knows he's in a very, very tight spot point. I don't know if he got the hint about the magic key. I'm starting to doubt it. Meanwhile, BuzzThunder in the town of Old Kasuto getting the spell. And he is close to a level. But he's gonna burn gem. Oh, I thought he hadn't placed the gem, but he did. So he just used the boss room as the exit through the palace, and there's the flute. Wow. AmazingToaster just saved himself getting that magic container. I don't know how many the old lady asked for, but AmazingToaster just raised his possibilities of being able to get inside that house and get his flute. So besides the glove, there's nothing stopping BuzzThunder at this point, and besides the reflect spell, but he will find it sooner or later. It is either here or in middle, and it was here. So he doesn't need to go inside Mido again and inside Naburu, so he saved a lot of time here, and he will be able to get the item out of the spell tower. And yeah, at this point BuzzThunder is really ahead. AmazingToaster is kind of needing a miracle. Let's see if he gets the flute. And he does. Yeah, he had 7 magic containers. No problem for him. 7 is the most you can be required. And he gets his flute. And he will get his reflect spell in a moment. But he's still missing the thunder spell, which is in the town of Rudo, and you need a trophy to get it, and the trophy is in Palace 2. And I believe I'm saying incorrect information. The trophy is guarding the fairy spell, and the thunder spell is in the Runia. Yeah, Tiamat, he still doesn't have the glove, but it's a matter of time for him to get it. It is in Palace 1. The thing is that he hasn't found Palace. As soon as he does, he will go for the item. Problem is that he will probably go for the other item. But thankfully he got a hint that in this palace that he is in, which is Palace 5, there's nothing important. It is just 500 payback. Yeah, he will definitely. So yeah, he's way ahead. AmazingToaster just needs to get the thunder spell out of the Runia to now we'll believe if he finds the towns. Well, he's going for a palace. I don't think that's a great idea. We'll see. So BuzzThunder going through Palace 5, he won't get the item because he knows it is trash. While AmazingToaster going through Valley of Death, he's gonna risk it. He's doing 4 counters. He's doing encounter skips there. And he makes his way into Palace 5. While BuzzThunder is fighting with the boss, Mr. Guma. Which gave me trouble. Earlier in my math trail. I game over to that guy. That BuzzThunder has no problems and places his 3rd gem. Yeah, sometimes that happens. I'm not sure, not really sure about the reason for the bosses to be low on health. But yeah, sometimes the thing is that when AmazingToaster finds him, the same situation will happen. And there's a key for AmazingToaster. And we still don't know what the fire spell is linked with. I believe we haven't seen the players use it. So BuzzThunder already in Palace 4. The thing is, will he get the item out of here? I would, if I were him. Thank you, Weasel79, telling us that fire is jump. So yeah, so far, not having keys or fairy has pulled back AmazingToaster a little bit, but as you can see, he's not being very punished by it. He's making his way through the palaces anyway. So will we see a fairyless seed today? Let's remember that the first match of this tournament, which was between BuzzThunder and Trails, was a fairyless, downstabless match. So it could happen. So yeah, AmazingToaster about to place his third gem. So is the AmazingToaster in the Western continent? And let's see what he will do. Hopefully he dives inside. He dives in that mountain, or he goes to Palace 2. I hope he goes to Palace. Will be a better choice. But what is he doing in Raru? You already got the spell out of there. Okay, meanwhile BuzzThunder in Palace 4, I believe. Yeah, the thing about Rebo is that you can still stab him normally. You can kind of jump, crouch and stab until he gets down the horse. And then you can kill him as you kill the normal blue iron nut. So AmazingToaster is gonna cash in his medicine, which will give him the life spell, probably. So yeah, I believe he's about to get bad news. Yeah, it is the life spell. While BuzzThunder defeating the boss of Palace 4. So yeah, let's hope AmazingToaster goes to Palace 2. Oh, he's going into that mountain. Not a bad move. It's about, if he finds the rock, he will get 8 magic container. And if he finds Hammer Cave, he will find magic. She's kind of needing. And yeah, I would rather be looking for the fairy spell and the thunder spell if I would. This game is pretty hard to play and think at the same time. It fries your brain. Hey, Dr. W. How are you doing, man? How is everything rolling? So yeah, BuzzThunder is in the lead right now. He has both the fairy spell and the magic key, and AmazingToaster doesn't. And he doesn't have the glove, but as soon as he finds Palace 1, he'll get it. So he's in Palace 6, so he will probably go for the item in Palace 6. Which could be a hard container, maybe? While AmazingToaster going through that mountain, he will hopefully soon find Hammer Cave with the magic key. But so far, I believe we haven't seen a fairy blocked room. There's a probability of that happening. Oh, 17 hours. That sounds tough. And BuzzThunder in Canadian whole room. He has the jump spell though, but he doesn't have the glove. Yeah, getting to Palace 6 without the glove can block. So yeah, hopefully this time that BuzzThunder will spend in Palace 6 gives AmazingToaster an opportunity to catch up. He's kind of close to the rock. He just needs to go through the water here and go to the top. And that will be the rock, and I believe Hammer Cave is kind of close to that rock. So he will get a magic container out of this. And then he will find the magic in one of these. So yeah, BuzzThunder getting a gold in his split. When he placed this gem in Palace 6, which was pretty fortunate. He didn't spend quite almost any time in Palace 6 and without having a glove, which is very commendable. And AmazingToaster finally finding the Hammer Cave, which has a magic key. Let's hope he goes inside Palace 2, gets his trophy, and goes and get his trophy. That will get him the fairy spell. Ooh, pot pie. I want that. Nice, nice. And there is the magic key for AmazingToaster. I cannot track it. Tracker is fake. Try to refresh. So BuzzThunder going through a pass-through cave in the eastern continent, hoping he finds Palace 1. And I believe he's been here, so that wasn't the answer he was looking for. Meanwhile, AmazingToaster, what appears to be Palace 4, maybe? Yeah, that's Palace 4. He's about to find a hard container. The boss of Palace. Yeah, let me try something for the tracker. It is not working for me. So this is even worse. It's not working for me. Let's try this link. Okay, now it is. So I believe AmazingToaster finished Palace 5. And what else? Nothing else. He's in Palace 4, about to find Carrot at any moment. While BuzzThunder is still looking for Palace 1, and I kind of believe it's in the southern part of the continent. The glove is in Palace 1, so I guess he will get it, but he still doesn't know where it is, so finding this pivot cave is kind of a possibility for him. And of course it is a pivot, so get it. At this point, experience is useless. While AmazingToaster finds the boss, Palace 4. And yeah, I kind of think the palace BuzzThunder is looking for is in the southern part of. It was quite easy for Amazing to find. It is proving to be quite difficult, BuzzThunder, but I guess if that's the one. So yeah, I will say GG at this point. This was the only thing that was stopping BuzzThunder. Now let's hope AmazingToaster goes to Palace. But yeah, I haven't seen a gloveless seed ever. So far this one has been gloveless. We'll check that GP out. But yeah, the probability of GP being glove locked is very high. Unless you're playing max rando. So, Amazing Toaster in Palace 2, I believe. He's in the right place. I wish he would have pushed a little bit more when he was here before. The item is pretty close to the boss, if I remember correctly. And BuzzThunder about to find his glove. But yeah, let's not forget that Great Palace is the great equalizer. Although Great Palace is one of BuzzThunder's strength, he really understands how Great Palace works. So let me prepare my mapping system. Great Palace. Because it will be pretty important to know how things go inside that. So, BuzzThunder about to place his 6th gem and is about to enter Great Palace at any moment. Great Palace is in the Western continent. So I'm gonna guess he's gonna up an A out of here. While Amazing Toaster finally finds the trophy, which will lead him into the fairy spell. However, he hasn't found the town of Darunia. So yeah, BuzzThunder placing the gem in Sex and the City Palace. And he will enter Great Palace in 1 hour 8 minutes and $12. While Amazing Toaster is gonna place his 5th gem, still needs to place his 6th gem and get 2 spell items, so he's way behind. And we see a fairy. That fairy room that leads into a theater room. And that theater room leads into the dead end. So we will see BuzzThunder going left at the fairy room. And yeah, Amazing Toaster getting his fairy spell. He needs to find the town of Darunia to get his thunder spell. And a waffle room. After fairy room. And this will lead us up to a paperclip room. And this leads to an elevator, so we've got a choice here. If he keeps going to the right, he finds a drop, which he will take, because we haven't seen any branch so far. And it leads him into the left dead end with the enemy. And that one leads him into the Eon Drop. After the Eon Drop, we got another elevator. And after that, we got... Is this the Trails room or the room with the drop? It is the Trails room, which leads him into a fan room. And yeah, most definitely glove is required in this. And that fun room leads him into an elevator. We don't know if it is the same elevator he saw before, and this elevator leads him into a drop. And this drop leads him into a left dead end. Oh yeah, it was a loop. So he's gonna take the Eon Drop. And the Eon Drop leads him into the Trails room. So the thing he has to do is go up at the first elevator he finds. But this way is... Well, this elevator could also lead him somewhere, and it leads him into the Jackimus room, which leads him into a fan room, where he gets toasted. Toasted! So as you can see, these rooms can be really terrible. I would use that fairy spell if I were him. He ended up being forced to use. And this fun room leads him into a waffle. While AmazingToaster about to place his 6th gem, but he still hasn't found the Town of Darunia. And this waffle leads him into the room with the jar. And that leads to a dead end. And if you go left, it is the one-up room. So you can go left at Jackimus or go up at the elevator near the start. So I'm gonna guess he's gonna go to the Jackimus room, go to the left, and depending on that, he will up an A and go to the... I don't know. We'll see. 50-50. Ahoy! Meanwhile, we see AmazingToaster looking for the town. Is this it? Is that the town he's looking for? And it is. He's gonna get the Thunder spell at any moment. While BuzzThunder is gonna check out the left of this room. And it leads him into the into the L7 drop, and that drop leads him into the left dead end with the jar. And that one leads him into another drop. That drops him into the top of the L7. That leads into the Dark Magician room. Which is proving to be quite some challenge for him. Now survivability will be a thing. He manages to respawn the blue foca out of the screen, while AmazingToaster is gonna enter Great Palace 8 minutes after. Yeah, I'd say 9 minutes. BuzzThunder. So this leads into paperclip room that leads into an elevator, so we still have choices. And this elevator goes into a dead end. And if you go up, it leads into a statue room. And AmazingToaster is taking the left at Great Palace in the first room, and that's a wise choice. No, I believe this is a short GP. I'm not sure, but I believe it is short. Still haven't seen any of the weird rooms we don't usually see on the large Great Palace. So this is looking promising. And yeah, the thing about this randomizer is that there is a flag in this tourney that mixes. Okay, and there it is, Mr. Thunderbird, and most probably will have a dark link behind it. And that makes the game have 5 or 6 big enemies in the same room, and that causes a lot of lag. Yeah, this was a BuzzThunder. And AmazingToaster in the room. Gonna go to the right while BuzzThunder finds Dark Link. Yeah, I believe these are straight bracket flags. So yeah, GG to BuzzThunder, who finishes in first place with a time of 1 hour, 20 minutes and 7 seconds. And yeah, it was a pretty tough match. AmazingToaster got really punished for not going to that mountain early and not going for the trophy in Palace 2 early. So AmazingToaster getting a toasty in the Eon drop, and he's gonna fall. So when he falls into the Eon drop, he needs to go right. Oh no, if he falls into the Eon drop, I'm kind of lost. This palace was pretty tough to map. He's in the Jackimo's room, okay. He needs to go left here. He won't, of course, but thankfully he will come back and go left at Jackimo's. The problem is that he has some possibilities in the beginning of the path. He's in the statue room with the jar, taking the elevator that will lead him into a dead end, of course. And if he goes left, I believe he will find the one-up. Sure. So we have BuzzThunder with us. And
hello, what's happening?
AmazingToaster finds the one-up. So you got a 9-minute lead entering Great Palace, and I guess you already know what happened. So the thing that doomed AmazingToaster was that both the magic key and the fairy spell were you kind of needed to go into that mountain because there wasn't a way to do palaces without keys. Thankfully for him, he was getting a lot of keep drops, so he was able to do Palace 3, Palace 1, and Palace Palace 1 and 3 without keys, and Palace 5 too. But yeah, there was a point where he just had to go into that mountain, get his magic key, and then go to Palace 2, get his trophy, and do everything he was.
Yeah, I don't know how many key blocks there were in Palace 2, because I know there were a couple of key drops from enemies, but I'm not sure if there were enough to get the trophy or not.
Yeah, I believe he was kind of hoping the fairy spell was in another town. He had trouble finding Darunia. It was the last town he found. So yeah. Why do you think you had trouble finding Palace 1?
Why did I have trouble?
Yeah.
Because I picked all the wrong pass-through caves.
So to get to Palace 1, did you have to go through a pass-through cave?
Yes, it was, I think there was only one that led you up into that area. It's a pretty big area, actually, once you got there. And so, yeah, you need to pick the correct cave, and then it had the, it had another, it had a P-bag cave with a P-bag in it, and then Palace 1. Yeah, so that was completely blocked off by, actually that cave that you have right at the beginning, right where you wake up there. On the raft tile, there's a little, it gives you the boots right away, but if you didn't have the boots, it would have forced you to Palace 1.
Yeah, he got there pretty early, but he had the boots, though. So, and the location of the Runia, do you remember where it was and why it
Yeah.
was difficult for him?
I'm not sure why it was difficult because it was down in that bottom southwest corner. You kind of had to walk all the way around to get there. But it was a little bit tucked away by the couple of pass-throughs. But you know, Death Valley was over there too. The water tile was over there. Even Hidden Kasuto was over in that area as well. So there was a lot of stuff there. Maybe he just never checked that bottom corner because it was down there.
Yeah, I guess he missed just that tiny spot. And he's in the right direction here in Great Palace. He's going left at the Yakimo's room. He's gonna drop to the L7 room. So yeah, at the beginning, it felt like he was a little bit in the lead because you stayed in that mountain, but it ended up paying a lot for you.
Yeah, it felt like, it obviously felt like a little bit of a gamble, as Death Mountain always is, but when you get that hint about the magic key right away, and also it gave me the boots and the hammer before, you know, it was just like, when you have that, it's like, well, I know I can full clear Death Mountain, and I know the key is in there, and then I can just start, I can do palaces as I go, so I figure spend a little time in there, and then I don't have to worry about, you know, who knows, this could be a fairy, you know, fairy blocked in 6 seed, so get that key when you know it's there, you can grab it.
Yeah, definitely. So you won 4 out of the 5 matches, so yeah, you will be placed quite well in the bracket stage. So yeah, congratulations, and I hope you make it very far in this tournament as always.
Thanks, I appreciate it. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I just hope I get good matchups, put on a good show, really have fun racing. That's really what it's all about.
Yeah, I believe all of us will make it to the bracket stage. It was pretty
most
weird.
of us, yeah. Yeah, there's quite a few, I'll tell you what. I don't know,
Yeah.
maybe I'll, if I can ever set up a keyboard, I'd like to race you that way, because I don't think I have a chance.
That could happen. So...
Alright, thanks for the commentary. Talk to you later.
Yeah, thanks to you and congratulations, man. So right now, I'm lost in Great Palace. After he dropped into the L7 room, he's now in a waffle. But I believe we didn't see before, did we? Or is this the room where you said that before? Kind of toasted. My brain is toasted, and not amazingly. So... so maybe he has a newer Nintendo. So yeah, this paperclip will lead him into Thunderbird, yeah. I was looking at the wrong... This Great Palace was very hard to map. I need to check out the maps that BuzzThunder does because I really suck. So I kind of thought that AmazingToaster did a better job at Great Palace, but it turns out he didn't. He spent a little bit more than 10 minutes. So yeah, he's about to finish this Sith, and that really punished him. So hey, Amazing Toaster, GG.
Hey, yeah, it was an interesting seed.
Yeah. I mean, you kind of think that the game will throw you either the fairy spell or the magic key, but this case, it kind of...
I mean, it told me where the key was and kind of said, go get it, but I didn't listen.
Yeah, I would have done the same. I would have hoped for the fairy spell to be in another town. But yeah, it turned out to be very punishing not going into that mountain.
Yeah, and I didn't feel like I had enough key drops to go do 2, because I wanted to go do 2 and get that item to figure out which spell was where before I did the other stuff. So it was just time to go get the magic key and suck it up, and oh well.
Yeah, I believe you were in Palace 2 for a little bit, but I got distracted and I didn't know why you left. But I guess you kind of got key blocked and didn't get a drop or something.
Yeah, I got like 2 or 3 rooms in. I got to a key door and had no keys, so I was just like, give it up and go do other stuff and then come back later, and that ended up probably costing.
Yeah, however, you did a great job. You were able to complete some palaces without keys or the fairy spell, which is pretty fortunate, and you were gambling a lot there.
Yeah,
getting
I did what I did.
Drop in the nick of time. And for example, I believe in Palace 3 you were very lucky getting the key drop.
Yeah, I wanted that. I wanted to get to the item room, and I was 1 key short, and I went back up looking for another key. I was going to go way over to the left, and then the one enemy dropped the key, and I picked it up and picked up a magic container. I mean, getting into that house though was required because Flute was in there, and we had a flute lock.
Yeah, I don't know how many magic containers is required, because both of you got there with 7 magic containers. I don't know if she asked for 5 or 6. But yeah, you were pretty lucky nevertheless for getting that magic container out of Palace 3 before entering that place. We were thinking a lot about that.
Yeah, the one thing I wish I had done is gone looking for the town that ended up having thunder before I went to the valley, because I wasn't going to walk out of the valley without fairy.
Oh yeah. And did you know where the ruining was, or did it take you?
I had an idea, and then I kind of forgot, and I saw the entrance to the valley and kind of chased after that rather than going and finding that town before going.
Wow. Anyway, you ended up finishing pretty quickly after getting so punished by
that GP
fairy situation.
That GP was kind of weird.
Yeah, it was. Did you? I don't know if you ended up finding out what was below the fairy room.
Yeah, I did. It was like 2 rooms and a dead end.
Yeah, it was a very lefty Great Palace. So yeah, man. Here we go with the this week. The next week we'll start the bracket stage, and you have three wins and 2 losses. So how do you feel about those bracket matches?
I mean, I lost to some. I mean, I've lost to Buzz before, so it's not a thing I'm super hurt about. I was kind of hurt more last week. That was really close, and I know what I could have done to not lose there. So I'll just go to the bracket. At least we got some bracket practice tonight. So
yeah, those feel very different, especially in the early stages of the game.
yeah, as soon as you turn on mix large small on, the game gets a little harder.
Yeah, so yeah, best of luck in the bracket matches, and yeah, let's wrap it up. So yeah, I wanna give a shout out to our restreamer, Shadow Maggie, and to the people that helped us track. I believe Shadow Maggie also helped us track in the later part of the race, and Dragon Gamer helped us in the early part of it. So yeah, thanks everybody for watching, and we'll see you with more matches this week. Keep follow and subscribe to Zelda Speedruns, so you'll be able to see a lot more Zelda 2 Randomizer turn. Commentate this great match. Good night.